Horror is a genre that invokes feelings of excitement, surprise, anxiety, and anticipation. Often supplementing other genres, a good thriller lets emotions run to their threshold and invests them for key moments in the story. In our path towards the top, we'll be introducing titles that are noteworthy within the genre, explaining ideas that help make an exciting thriller, and commenting on themes that help the success of the respective titles. By doing so, we'll be judging these titles based on their execution of story, their skill in producing emotions, and their ability to forge those emotions into an effective outcome. Essentially, all the shows listed here can be enjoyed regardless of whether you have watched them already or not. They all overflow with thrill and suspense. As you are right now, nothing will be able to stop you. Knock yourself out and appease your hunger for exhilaration.
これからもよろしくね、光一くん。
Horror is a genre that tends to be rare in the anime genre. And there will be only a few anime with good quality of animation in the horror genre. An example of such anime is Another. This anime keeps in suspense from beginning to end, and not to mention, twists and turns are one more thing you can forward. The story is compelling and well presented. The story starts with a boy named Sakakibara, who transfers to a new school in Yamayama from Tokyo. He finds himself drawn to a mysterious girl named Misaki Mei. Not after so long, he finds himself in terror, which includes a series of gruesome deaths. With each episode, the story involves twists and turns, which put you in a state of suspense. If you're looking for an apprehension concept, then this amazing thriller anime is for you.
東京は午後3時過ぎから闇に包まれ、新宿方面ではところによりでっかい火花が上がるでしょう。じゃあ皆さん、素敵な一日を。
Most people find it as a slow-paced anime. However, it starts a bit slow in the beginning. But after a few episodes, it is worth the wait. This show is well written and contains an intense plot. It makes the viewers, allowing them to get their conclusion about the characters, morals, and actions. And more than this, the ending leaves the viewer in a delighted state. As for the plot, Tokyo hits by a terrorist attack, where the only evidence of the culprits is the video uploaded to the internet by the terrorist masterminds known as Sphinx. The members are two teenage boys named 9 and 12 who decides to wake up the world with their terror. Then how would the government deal with this situation? Well, if you're looking for a suspenseful show, this is made for you, and not to mention it is one of the best thriller anime of all time. Steins Gate is a mind-blowing anime that messes with your mind. It will leave a massive impression on you if you give it a try. It is a slow paced at the beginning, but once you move forward, it gets you in the right spot where you binge watch the whole series in a single day. Steins Gate is a story about time travel where a mad scientist, Rintaro Akabe, and his friends change their microwave into a device that sends messages to the past. As they continue performing, an organization named CERN, who has been doing their research on time travel, finds them. Now Akabe and his friends should be aware of the organization. Akabe alters the past, which creates some unusual incidents and faces the consequences. This anime gives you a clear view of time travel. Make sure not to miss one of the best thriller anime of all time. Alice in Borderland is one rare thriller anime that presents you with an exclusive concept and extreme thriller ride. Since the show is based on a survival theme, you won't expect what happens next. That way, you can stay excited throughout the series and it won't disappoint you a bit. So, make sure to add this thriller anime to your watchlist. The story follows a high school student named Arisu who gives up on his life, and one day with his two friends he witnesses a large firework going off in the sky. Before they notice it, one of the fireworks knocks them out. They wake up only to find out an unfamiliar place, and there aren't any people except the three of them. Now, they are forced to take part in survival games to find their way out. Paranoia Agent is simply a stunning anime. It is one of those serial creations which have you hooked from the very first episode and have your mind salivating once it concludes. Even though it is a bit darker, the plot is continuously intertwining and leaves you on the edge of each episode. The story of Paranoia Agent revolves around a mysterious boy who starts attacking people with a baseball bat in every corner, and now it is up to the police to stop him. Two agents take on the case, but the only connection between the victims they can find is that all victims were in great despair. With the clue, The two agents try to chase after the boy. Make sure to check it out and don't blame me if it messes with your mind. It is, without a doubt, one of the best thriller anime of all time.
ひなずきかよ。あれがひなずきを見た最後の姿だった。
If I was given the opportunity to use revival to go back in time, I would watch Erased all over again. Oh wait, that makes no sense at all. I could just re-watch this show if I wanted to, right? Silly me. So, why would I want to watch Erased all over again? Well, that's because it's an exemplary work of art. This anime is a train wreck of emotions and feelings. It touches not just the heart, but also the mind and soul. Something about Erased resonates with me. It makes me feel like I'm actually part of its story. I remember feeling frantically restless whenever I finished an episode of this anime back then. I craved for more. I wanted to learn what would happen next. The suspense was making me lose my mind. I recommend Erased to you with my whole heart. If you don't want to regret anything in your life, then adding this brilliant show to your watch list is a must.
前原さん、タタリとか信じてますか？この辺りの人はね、結構信じてるんですよ。お社様のた。
In the summer of 1983, Kiichi Mibara has moved into the village of Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa is known for its patron god, Oyashiro. Every year, a festival is held to celebrate their local god. However, Kiichi later learns that with the festival come mysterious disappearances and a malevolent cause, Oyashiro's curse. Higurashi is an iconic and beloved anime. As one of the most well-received horror anime, it was a series that helped introduce the idea of a supernatural mystery to the medium. Originally a visual novel written by the esteemed Ryukishi, Higurashi is a mystery that veils a greater message. However, Higurashi is also one of the hardest anime to recommend because of its gratuitous content. Blood, gore, mutilation, and grotesque imagery, Higurashi's first season did not hold back. However, despite all of its stomach-churning content and questionable animation, the show promised a payoff to its violent mystery. Lurking in the background, past the fear of the unknown, past the bloody veils was a cathartic story that truly changed its viewers. Ever since, horror anime would constantly be compared to Higurashi. Due to Higurashi's nature, a mystery, I'm being cautious on the details. As a thriller, it easily supports the horror elements of the story, first investing viewers in the survival of its characters, then in the salvation of its characters. The payoff for the show's emotional investment is exemplary of the thriller genre. If you've ever been nervous about the horror genre, or simply want to understand how thrillers use emotions, Higurashi is a must-watch.
みんな起きて朝ごはん遅れるよ
おはよう、エマ。
おはよう、エマ。
ここグレイスフィールドハウスは親がいない子供たちが住むところ
Look what we have here. It's an innocent-looking anime with a cast comprising of happy orphan children and a motherly caretaker. The future looks bright, so what's there to worry about? Well, since this anime is listed third on this list, then you should know by now what's coming for you. Yakusoku no Neverland is a pleasant surprise. Wait, should I say shocking instead of pleasant? Anyway, this show is not really hiding its murkiness. Beneath its immaculate facade lies a wretched scourge. I don't want to spoil anything now, you only have to watch the first episode. You see, from the very first episode of Yakusoku no Neverland, the suspense just keeps building up. The whole show's basically made of cliffhangers, which always succeed in prodding the heart to pound alarmingly. Yakusoku no Neverland is akin to a horrific game of tag, but with actual wits involved. If you want to participate in this horrid game and experience the tension yourself, then it would in your best interest to watch this show next. Death Note is one of those anime series which contains tight plots and keeps getting better in every episode. Besides twists and turns, Death Note also addresses questions about morality and justice. It is a well-paced thriller with a fascinating concept and will surprise you at every instant. The story starts with a high school student named Light Yagami, who discovers a supernatural notebook that has deadly powers. He can kill anyone he wishes just by writing their name in the Death Note. With his new power and intelligence, he decides to eliminate those who are unworthy of living and changing the world into a place where there is no crime. Then a deadly game of cat and mouse begins when an extraordinary intelligent detective begins to track down the young boy. The anime never fails to surprise the viewer and gets unbelievable in some instances. Monster revolved around Dr. Kenzu Tenma, a famous brain surgeon, one lauded by his peers as a revolutionary mind in the medical field. However, his life comes to change when he's confronted with a grave decision to save the life of the town's mayor or the life of a child. His morals push him to save the child, despite the pressures from his superiors, and years later, his beliefs are questioned when the very child he saved becomes a killer. Monster is a thriller mystery, and one that has caught the public eye. Monster has a unique way of telling its story. While most of the plot will center around Dr. Kenzu Tenma, other seemingly disconnected characters are introduced, interwoven, and brought to relevance. The strength of its characters are their depth and relatability. The main antagonist of the show becomes a reflection of society, its dark underpaths and the moral questions of the story, the justification of saving a murderer's life. If you're interested in a story for an adult audience, Monster is one of the best psychological thrillers even outside the anime medium. The responsibilities, ethics, and psychological toll of being a doctor is the main focus, not just a side story. The emotional investment in its characters, and especially in the psychology of its protagonist, culminate into one of the best stories the medium has to offer. There you have it. The ultimate list of best thriller anime you can watch right now. Well then, we hope you enjoy your day with these excellent anime series. What do you think about thriller anime? And what is your favorite? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video if you like it and subscribe to the channel for more anime content like this. I'll see you next time here in Need Anime to Watch.